curly today. And for a change, it's actually stayed curly for like more than 5 seconds. Any of my fellow gals with poker straight hair, you know this is a good start to the day. Okay, so I am just about to, pause, sit down and start planning out my day. So I kind of wanted to run through what exactly I do to kind of plan, stay organized and keep track of any goals and things like that. This kind of stems from, if you watched my Get Ready With Me the other day, I like had the realization that it was halfway through 2018 already, and generally when it gets to like July time, I like to kind of look back at the goals that I set in January. And a couple of you asked me actually to, you know, talk about the goals and talk about how I go about staying on track and staying organized. So I thought I would kind of tell you how exactly I do that and how I basically keep myself motivated for the year. So I always find that I always find that July is a really, really good time to do that. So there's probably like 5 things I would say that I find really, really help me to stay organized and to stay motivated throughout the year to keep pushing forward with my goals. Okay, so first and foremost, this is one thing that I actually feel has helped me a lot in the last month to month and a half, I'm gonna say, and that is to have a really good morning routine and a really good nighttime routine. So if you watch my videos, I'm sure you're well aware that I love filming morning routines and nighttime routines, and I love watching them as well, but I do actually implement those in my day-to-day life. And I think it's really important to do that because firstly, when it comes to having a good morning routine, I find that if I have a solid morning routine and a morning routine that actually excites me, I am more excited, I suppose, to get up in the morning and start my day on the right track and be more productive. It actually makes me want to get up out of bed in the morning. For me, when I wake up in the morning, I know the first thing I'm gonna go do is go down and make myself a cup of tea. And I'm very excited for my first cup of tea in the morning, so I am ready to get going. So I do that, I come downstairs, I put my nice little robe on. I am a big advocate of having nice pajamas that make you feel really good. So I put my nice little robe on, throw on my slippers, go downstairs, make myself my tea, and kind of start planning my day, which I will get into in a little bit. And then in the evenings, again, something that I have really implemented in my life in the last couple of weeks is to have a solid nighttime routine. So I try not to be on my phone, although it is kind of hard because, let's face it, I have an addiction. So I try not to like check Instagram or scroll through Facebook mindlessly because I don't even like going on Facebook, so I don't even know why I'm scrolling on it. So I try to stay away from Facebook, try to stay away from Instagram, put my phone down and start reading. Actually, I'll get you the book that I'm reading at the minute. So this is the book that I've been reading at the moment, and it is Bill Clinton and James Patterson, The President is Missing, a novel. Quite swanky, look at the blue pages. So now I have a nighttime routine that I sit down, I have my cup of tea, I get into my jammies, I read my book. Sometimes I'll do a face mask, but I'll definitely do a whole skincare routine at night, and it really helps me to completely unwind at night. Therefore, I'm getting a better night's sleep, and in return, the day after, when it comes to like 12 o'clock, I'm not thinking of a nap that I would like to have. I'm working instead and I'm being more productive. Another thing I really like to do, which you're well aware of if you watched my Sunday night routine, is to have a planning session. I love myself a good planning session, and on more than one occasion, I have been tempted to go get an actual planner. I don't know if any of you watched Elle Fowler. She was one of the very first YouTubers that I watched, her and Blair, but she actually, this is going to sound so geeky if you're not into this, but she actually made like a sticker shop for planners, for Erin Condren planners, and I like so many times have been like, I'm going to start an Erin Condren planner just so I can do stickers, feel organized. I really, really love having a planning session, and I generally always do this on a Sunday for the week ahead. I also do it daily and I do it monthly. I'm such a geek, it's ridiculous. So yeah, on a Sunday I sit down and I grab my notebook. So that's also another thing that helps to keep me organized, is having nice stationery. So these are the 3 notebooks that I'm kind of using at the moment. They all actually have notebook written in like gold foil on the front of them, but these are all from TK Maxx. TK Maxx have really good stationery. You can get it for fairly cheap as well. I sit down with my notebook. I don't really, this is my diary. My diary is like an ugly little diary, and in this diary I just keep all of my appointments, things like that have to be actually scheduled, I suppose, whereas these are for like plans and to-do lists and ideas. So I sit down and I plan out my week on a Sunday. Obviously things can change, so that's why I sit down daily as well and adapt those plans, I suppose. And monthly as well, I write out monthly goals and things that I'd like to achieve for the month, and that's kind of the type of planning that I like to do. I am very much a person that has to have things physically written down. It doesn't work for me to have them on like a phone or on a spreadsheet or a calendar on my laptop, which is still in laptop hospital at the minute. Actually, I got a message this morning to say that my laptop was fixed, so I'm gonna go pick my laptop up later on. Very excited about it. But yeah, I always write down my plans and my goals and things like that in notebook form, so I can have them in front of me and I can visually see them and tick them off as I go. It just kind of makes me feel much more motivated when I can do it in that way. Similarly, so like tip number 3, I suppose, would be to take notes. I find that a really good way to keep myself organized. If I don't take notes, I just forget about things, because you know yourself, everybody has jobs, everybody has, I don't know, you might have kids. There's just so many things going on in day-to-day life that if you don't have things written down, you forget about them. So of course I do my whole like goals and schedule thing, but I also write down notes, even if that's just ideas that come into my head. A lot of that time it's got to do, or a lot of the time it's got to do with work. This here is like full of little ideas and things like that. To keep myself reminded of those ideas. For example, I was thinking of a video that would be really cool to do for October. If I didn't write that down, the chances of me remembering that come October are slim to none. I feel like sometimes when you write things down, you're focusing more on the topic or the subject or the idea. It just seems more real or something. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it makes sense to me, obviously. But I've always been like that. Even when it came to studying for exams, I was very much a person that had to read, memorize, and then write it all down so that I knew what it was. It helps for me anyway. 4th thing that I find really helps when it comes to staying organized and on track and keeping your eyes set on your goal, and I suppose making progress towards that goal, is to have a larger goal and then break that goal down into smaller bite-sized chunks, I suppose. And this is something that my mother kind of drilled into my head, especially last year. So I find this really helps when it comes to any type of goal that you have set, whether that's a work-related goal, maybe it is something to do with fitness, maybe you want to lose some weight. And I'm not saying anybody needs to lose weight before anybody says anything, but if you, I don't know, maybe you wanted to lose like a half a stone or something. If you look at that and be like, oh my god, I have to lose a half a stone, I'm never gonna lose that, that seems so far-fetched, it's not gonna happen. If you take that and you say, right, in the next 2 weeks I'd like to lose a pound, and then you keep doing that and you tick those goals off as you go in your little notebook or whatever, you will reach that goal much quicker than you thought you would. And then the 5th one, which might sound like silly to some people, but I find, especially this year, that it really works, and that is to constantly talk about your goals. Some people call it like putting it out into the universe, and you always hear people saying, you know, if you put it out into the universe, it'll come back to you. And the way that I think of that is that if you constantly are talking about something, it's always subconsciously in the back of your head, so you're always working towards that goal. So 2 people that I talk about my goals to all the time, or 3 people I suppose, are my mum, my dad and my brother. I talk to them about my goals all the time. They're probably sick to the teeth of hearing me talk about things that I want to do, but I find that if I'm always talking about them, I'm always thinking about them. So in return, I'm always trying to do something to work towards those goals. And if you're passionate about something, I don't know, I find it just makes you want to progress towards that goal much faster if you're always talking about it. Vocalize your goals, visualize your goals, think about them when you're up in the morning. Talk to yourself about them. I do it. It's not weird. I think a lot of people do. But yeah, I really find that talking about them or vocalizing your goals and your dreams and your aspirations and all that kind of thing really does help with staying organized and on track to achieving your goals for 2018 or any year. This little notebook that I have here, I've used these two much more than I have this one here. So these two here I use for planning and scheduling much more. This one here is actually completely full, so I've moved on to this one. But this one here is more so to do with like my yearly goals are at the front of this, so I might run through it and see if I can tell you some of them. So let me see if there's anything here that I can tell you about. This one's really funny because it's kind of silly, but it makes a big difference to me. So one of the goals that I had was to introduce tomatoes and avocado into my diet, and it is July and I can happily say that I have done both of those things. I wanted to book a trip to Greece, which I did. What else have I got here? Oh, I have here plan more trips and adventures around Ireland, and I've been quite slack, I suppose, on that one, but I have one planned for a couple of weeks time, so that one's going to be fun too. Oh, this was a big one actually that I really wanted to achieve this year, and it was to read one book a month, and it had to be something that I could learn from or improve myself by reading, something that was motivational or a classic novel. So I actually wrote out a whole list of different books that I wanted to read, and I've ticked off a good few of them now. So I wanted to read Thrive by Arianna Huffington. I read The Great Gatsby because I'd seen the movie but I'd never read it, so I read it. I read Breakfast at Tiffany's, Crazy Rich Asians. I'm halfway through that. I haven't gotten into it and I really wanted to start reading it because it's being made into a movie, but I haven't really gotten into it, so never finished it, which is bad. So yeah, there's a whole kind of list of different books there that I want to read this year, but I have read a book a month thus far. So I've read 6 books and I'm halfway into this one here. So this one isn't technically a classic book or anything like that, or classic novel, but it's still a book all the same. I think it's really important to continue reading. Another one obviously was staying more consistent on YouTube. That I have done, so I'm very proud of myself so far. Let's hope it continues on through the rest of the year. I have lots of nice plans for the channel, so I am excited, especially coming into autumn and winter. I find that in autumn and winter, I am a very creative person in those seasons, so I'm very excited about those. But yeah, for everybody that was wondering anyway, that is how I stay organized. So I hope that has given you a little bit of motivation or help or whatever to stay on track with your own goals for the year. Okay, so I went upstairs and I changed into these little trousers because the skirt that I was wearing with this outfit was VV short. I cannot remember it being that short when I wore it over in Greece, so I think I may have done a job and accidentally shrunk it in the wash. The domestic goddess in me lives on. Anyway, I am gonna quickly head now because it is just before lunchtime and I am gonna go and pick up my laptop. I swear, you don't realize how much you need something until you don't have it. First port of call, food. I think I'm gonna do a ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese toasty, please.
Although I could definitely eat all of those. So we're gonna have to leave my baby in the store for a little while when I get some lunch because my stomach's like rumbling so loud right now. Thank God it's so loud in the shopping centre that you can't hear it. We're just in Butler's. Mom's taking everything down the table. You know what I love that they do in here? They give you these. So you obviously get like your tea and your coffee and everything, but they give you your little Butler's chocolates on the side. So this is the one that I always get. It's like a white chocolate flake. BB good. And I'm just waiting on the ham and cheese toasty. And I got my laptop back. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I also managed to get a new charger because somebody's mad. That was a very angry beep. I got a new charger as well for my laptop because my last one, it's a bit like the same laptop situation where I had to replace the battery and just didn't do it for 2 years. But my laptop, my parents had seen the charger and they were like, Grace, you need to get a new charger. It was probably a fire hazard. Like the little connection is like totally wearing away where you plug the charger in, so a new one had to be got, so I got that. And we went to take a picture. My mom is my designated like Instagram photographer, and we were like taking a picture. Could everything not go wrong when you're about to take a picture for Instagram? Like seriously, first of all, the guys with the like trolleys, they came with this like big truck thing behind me in the only area that there was available to take a picture. I was like, okay, let's try and work with this. And then next thing, the wind started going crazy, and then everybody starts walking around in the background. So when you see a picture of me in this outfit, know the struggle that I went through to take that Instagram picture. And I am home. Oh, do you like my new flowers? I got these flowers yesterday in Marks and Spencer's. They're so pretty. I have them in this color, and I have them upstairs in my bedroom in white as well. They're adorable. Oh yeah, I forgot I got a package from Debenhams. I can't remember what I ordered, so I will have to unpack that. This is the most random haul ever. I have a chopped salad, which I need to put in my fridge. I have my laptop. I am so excited to have this back in my life again. I'm not going to know myself now, not having to have it connected to a charger all the time. I feel like there's been an awful lot of things that I haven't got done this week because I haven't had my laptop, which is so bad. I have my new charger, and what else is in here? Oh, apples. Okay, let's unbox this and see what's inside, because I cannot remember. Oh, yay! That was super quick delivery. So I picked up my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, because I'm pretty sure Debenhams is the only place in Ireland that stocks Too Faced, but that is my favourite mascara and I've been out of it for so long, so I said I'd get some more. And I stocked up on my Bumble & Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil, which at the moment I'm pretty sure, maybe it's not this, maybe it's the mascara. Anyway, one of them is on offer. I'm pretty sure it's the mascara. It could be like €3 or €4 off on Debenhams. But this here, if you have never heard me talk about it, is my absolute lifesaver when it comes to my hair. It makes it so glossy and so shiny and so healthy feeling. Basically it is it's the Bumble & Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Heat/UV Protective Primer, and it is unbelievable. Such a good product for your hair. I always put it in before I blow dry my hair, and my hair just feels so soft and silky after blow drying it. Also, just before I picked up the camera, I booked in to get my colour done and a trim, so my hair is going to feel normal again. I'm getting it done not tomorrow, the day after, which is very lucky because generally I wouldn't be able to get an appointment that quickly. If you're brunette and you get greys easily, you feel me. I'm at that annoying stage where I definitely need to get my colour done. My colour's grown out and there are a lot of little grey fellas peeking through now, so it has to be done. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I feel like there was something else I needed to show you today. Oh yes, I had to run upstairs for it though. So if you're following me on Instagram, which if you're not you should because I post all the time, I was talking about this offer that, oh god I nearly fell, Cloud 10 Beauty had running. And basically it was, if you spend €100 you got a gift with purchase that basically is worth €100 for free. So this is one of the things that comes in the little gift with purchase. It's from First Aid Beauty. It's their Coconut Skin Smoothie Prime and Moisturizer. So obviously this is a sample size of it, but I tried it out this morning on my face, and generally I wouldn't be much of a primer person. I just like to get my foundation on and let it do its thing, but I tried this out because it sounded really nice, like Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. That sounds really good. So I tried it out this morning and I really liked it, so I'm going to keep using this to see how it goes. My skin, or sorry, my foundation even, looks really good still. It hasn't gotten super oily. I have oily skin anyway, so I kind of expect my skin to get a little bit shiny throughout the day, but I'm quite happy with how my foundation has held up. I really liked how my skin felt and looked after I put this on. It was quite lightweight, it sunk into my skin really quickly, it didn't leave it really tacky or sticky or anything like that, but it definitely made it look brighter and more awake. It kind of has a little bit of a pink tinge to it, so it's obviously going to counteract any discoloration in your skin too. So if you have dull skin, it's definitely going to brighten it, but I'm going to keep using it anyway to see how I get on. on, and if I really like it, I'm going to go and purchase the large size of it. So yeah, I just thought I would tell you about it if you are interested in having a little bit of a look at it. I'll leave a link in the description box anyway if you want to have a look see at that. But yeah, that is kind of all I'm going to be doing for today. I think I'm going to wrap this video up here because it's probably going to be pretty long. I'm so happy to have my laptop back. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up this video anyway. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel and you want to see some more of my videos, or if you've been watching for a while and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can get updated when I upload, because I upload like about 3 times a week. So yeah, I'm going to go downstairs and get a little bit of work done, probably start into editing this video, and I will catch you all again in my next one. Bye!